Okay. So now we are recording. Okay. So why don't you, Diego, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about what brought you, what inspired you? How did you think that you want to do this instead of other things? Anything else, right? That you chose this to,
Yeah.
how did it come about? And then if you have a presentation.
Yeah, I have a PowerPoint if it's okay if I can share that.
Yeah, so let me give that to you. And then after you give us your presentation, we'll open it for people to talk. So I'll take myself off of the spotlight. Where is it? Remove, yes. Go ahead, sweetheart.
Give it 1 second. Okay, so my name, as Manijeh said, is Diego Madani. I'm the founder of Trees R Us. I guess you could say our slogan would be plant a tree today. It will help us breathe tomorrow. So what do we do? TreesRUs.org is a nonprofit organization focused on planting trees to better our world and to reduce the carbon footprint of people. If you cut a tree, you kill a life. If you save a tree, you save a life. If you plant a tree, you plant a life. So it was started by myself, an 11-year-old Boy Scout. The goal is to create a world that future generations can live and thrive in, something they can be proud about. We're volunteers just determined to leave this earth a better place. Okay, so these were our 2020 goals. It was plant at least 1,000 trees a year, establish a website, recruit volunteers to help plant trees, establish a nursery to raise trees for planting/selling, educate as many fellow students and community members about the issues, get Boy Scouts and other various nonprofits involved, apply and obtain 501c3 status, create and adopt a tree program. Then COVID-19 hit. The pandemic definitely delayed and slowed things down, but it didn't stop us. We did not give up. So far, we've built our website, treesrus.org, recruited volunteers to help plant our trees, established a small nursery to raise trees for future plantings, educated fellow students and community members about the problem, got Boy Scouts, Rotary, and Optimists involved, obtained our 501c3 status, created an adopt a tree program, planted trees. A few simple facts to consider: 17,500 endangered tree species, which is 1/3 of all tree species. Losing tree diversity means losing diversity in all organisms. Trees contribute US 1.3 trillion annually to global economy. Trees store more than half of the world's carbon dioxide. Trees store 3/4 of the world's accessible fresh water. 42 million trees are cut down each day. Average human requires 1.85 pounds of oxygen per day. A mature tree produces enough oxygen for 0.5 person per day. A mature tree absorbs about 48 pounds for carbon dioxide. We'll lose enough trees in our planet's cycling of carbon, water, and nutrients will be cut short. Our services, so we raise trees to plant in our community, plant trees at local parks and schools, and our restoration projects. Results so far: we've adopted 1 park, 1 school, we've planted 710 trees, and trees in our nursery, 218, and it's always growing. Our team, there's myself as the founder, Boy Scout Troop 150, Rotary family, Optimist family, community volunteers, and of course my dad. Our actual budget is this is our budget. So we've been trying to create a hoop house basically, and we've already gotten half of that approved in a grant from USDA to grow more trees. And like it says in the bottom, our year runs from March to February, consistent with our growing seasons. So we need donations to continue our plantings. $37.50 for the balance of the hoop house, aka greenhouse, and volunteers. Save our Earth for the next generation. We need to be responsible global citizens and take care of our Earth to make sure that our children inherit a better and brighter future. Any questions?
I do. So how do you decide like what kind of trees to plant?
So what we do is in our area, there's usually lists of trees that do well, but we've also experimented ourselves. So we know what trees actually grow well in our area and thrive in our area.
And then do you guys set up like teams to go out and water the young trees? Because I know that happens a lot in our neighborhoods. They plant trees and then nobody waters them and they all die.
Yeah, so what we do, since we've planted a lot of our trees either at the local state park, one of our local elementary schools, and other people plant the trees at their own property, private properties, they water it themselves. The park takes care of it. They're on drip irrigation, which is how the trees at the school are as well. But private property, people water the trees themselves.
Got it. Thank you.
No problem.
So Diego, you said that you educate students and community. Can you talk a little bit about that? What kind of things do you educate them?
So besides my local Boy Scout troop, we're planning on going into the school and doing some presentation there. We have educated as our community members, multiple Rotary clubs, 3 now, soon to be 4, and our local Optimist Club, all of which have many members. So we're really making steps to try to educate not only young people, but older people, because it's a worldwide issue. It's not just onto one generation.
So what would be some of the things you tell them?
So similar to this PowerPoint, let me just go back to the few simple facts to consider, because this really is enough to enlighten people about how much, for example, one mature tree is 0.5 person per day, which means you need 1 tree for 2 trees per person. So you need 2 mature trees. That's the, larger trees you see, not the younger trees. So, the fact that it's a 2-to-1 ratio really makes a big difference. So, I mean, the fact that there are more trees getting cut down than being planted really starts to raise the issue of, we're not planting enough. Soon at some point, we're going to have we're going to run out of oxygen. We're going to have a large issue on our hands.
Yeah. So this oxygen that's in the atmosphere that we breathe it in is not just there, just arbitrarily for no.
Yes.
There is a cause. There is a reason it's there.
It's a big cycle. It's comes from everything, but trees are our biggest contributor.
So each person needs 2 trees.
Yes. 2 mature trees, not just 2 trees, 2 mature.
Is that lifetime or 2 trees every day, or so you
per day, 2 trees per day. So like, I mean, if you had 2 trees, 1 person, and those trees live, for example, as long as the person, then but enough trees are being cut down that you're not having that same 2-to-1 ratio stay with you for as long as you live, but it's simply just getting put onto more and more other trees. And those trees, like we said, only produce 0.5, the mature ones, of oxygen per day. So you're not getting the same number.
So if a person is thinking, well, I got like at least 5 of them in my backyard, I don't have to worry about this. I didn't know I actually have 10 trees in my back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's not just it. There's, not only are there other people, but there's pollution, there's other animals. We can't just simply not exist without trees. We need them.
Right. So they're not just supporting us.
Yes, they contribute to all life, everything from an ant to a human.
That's great. Yeah. Yeah. So if you want to undo your PowerPoint, we can see people and people can see you better,
Yes.
and see if there's anything else.
There
Oh,
we go.
that's great. Yeah. So do you see people? If you put people on gallery, you'll see. So what else? What are your future goals and plans? Anything else? I mean, looks like you guys are very on the goals, on the missions you've accomplished.
Yeah, well,
Your strategic plan has been accomplished. So what are your expansion goals?
well, our strategic plan has not quite been accomplished because it's always ongoing. So the plan always grows every day, everything we need more. So for example, planting 1,000 trees a year, that's not something that's going to happen, in a day. It's not, it's going to take time. So it's more of a dynamic goal that's going to, keep going. Or expanding our hoop house, or expanding other, areas, because this is just, our area in Northern Nevada, but there's so many other areas that could use just a similar program like this, and it would make such a big difference.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah. Anybody has any other comments or questions?
Yeah, I have a question. I'm curious how long it takes a new tree to become mature enough to really make a difference.
It depends on the tree. So 5 to 10 years is roughly how long it would be for a mature tree.
Right.
Just depends on what tree it is, what type of tree.
And if somebody were to contribute to your organization, let's say somebody contributed $100, would that help plant 1 tree, 5 trees? I'm just curious how far.
We have an adopted tree program. So basically the whole philosophy of that is we plant a tree, you pay to plant a tree, and then we give you the GPS coordinates for that tree, so you can watch that tree grow over the years.
That's great. I really like that. And I commend you for accomplishing so much in such a short period of time, especially
Thank
with
you.
COVID kind of slowing things down. So
It slowed us down, but it just did not stop us.
no, that's great. I commend you guys. Good job, well done.
Thank you. And to answer your direct question, about 5 trees would probably be $100.
Great, good to know.
So, Diego, I have to tell you, you're so impressive and you're so articulate and you have such big dreams. It's like, it kind of reminds me of some of the other kids that have recently come out, and you're in the same ballpark of Ms. Gorman, who did the speech at the inauguration, and the kids down in Florida who are on anti-gun violence after what happened at their school. Have you ever heard, and you're in Northern Nevada, you said, correct? Is that right? Yeah.
Yes.
So have you ever heard of a group out in Los Angeles? You might want to talk to them about what they do called Tree People.
Yeah, we,
Okay.
So in 2nd grade, actually, they came to our school, my elementary school, and they planted about 25 trees.
Wow.
And my dad even got LAUSD to cut the asphalt in the school so then we could plant the trees. And we have photos on my website of the trees, and me and the trees. Just after a couple of years, every time we go down, we swing by the school, and they're bigger and bigger each year.
Well, I have to tell you, and it's funny because I think Andy Lipkiss was a teenager when he started it. So the two of you are like joined at the hip, although probably 40 years, apart. But you should be very, very proud. It's very impressive. And it's just really amazing. And it's this part, I know you're actually a little young to be an Eagle Scout, but this is like an Eagle Scout. It's bigger than the Eagle Scout project my nephew did. I can tell you that.
Well, I mean, I'm not an Eagle Scout yet. I'm a Life Scout right now. I'm just about to become a Life Scout. But I'm definitely looking to do my Eagle project, something on trees. I mean, it would be a little surprising if I didn't, and I know people would be surprised in my tree.
Well, this is an Eagle Scout project. This is beyond an Eagle
Yeah.
Scout project.
It's
I'm not joking.
just an Eagle Scout, but it's a life project.
It's a life project. It's phenomenal. But I mean, and you're like 12, 13?
I just turned 14.
You just turned 14. No, I think all of us here are very, very impressed.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
thankful, not just the presentation, but thank you for trying to take care of, all of us and the earth and the environment. So appreciate
Of
that.
course, but it's I can't say I'm just doing it. Should be an obligation that everybody needs to do.
Amazing.
I agree.
Yeah. That's fabulous. Diego, this is like so impressive just to look at you and do this presentation, to even come up with this idea. I grew up in Israel, and this is like something that's happening for 73 years over there. And there is a say in Judaism, it's called Tikkun Olam, is actually repairing the world. And you're one of those people who actually at a very young age able to see the needs of the future. For me growing up, we have one day a year that we all need to plant trees. It's a celebration. It's a celebration for trees. So, and I know the feelings about it, and actually now living in the United States, for any anniversary, for any birthday, we plant a tree in the backyard or in the front yard. Just knowing how impressive and important, this future. It's for the future generation. So you're repairing the world, and we need amazing people like you to actually support. So I'm just thankful to know you, that you're able to, at such a young age, to come to this ability and be able to spread your words. And good luck with this, and I wish you the best. So you say just go into your website, and that's a place to do donation. And the way that they're doing it in Israel, because this is how they revive this country and able to plant thousands of trees all the time in the forest, and because they do it all the time, they give certificates to people. So people donate money to do this planting, and they get certificate with their name and everything. So it's actually something to cherish, and to see how you save the world. You're repairing.
You should be proud of contributing.
Absolutely. So thank you for doing it. And can you just write the website to go into?
I think Manijeh put it in the comments.
I'll ask her.
I just put it in the chat.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's lovely.
But that's kind of our way of what we do, is doing the GPS coordinates. So you can see your tree, grow into this magnificent,
Because for me, even at my age, I can go and visit the tree that I planted in Israel so many years ago when I was like 5, so because we mark them and we know. So this is amazing what you're doing. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good luck. I'll write it down. It's treesareus.org. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, the opposite of Toys R Us.
Name.
Plastic toys. Oh my God, that's brilliant.
Good name. Yeah.
That's a brilliant.
Yeah. Fabulous. Yeah, I have more questions. Like, how did you even come at such a young age with these ideas?
So like I said, it kind of all started the fascination when the tree people came. And when you start to do more research about it, you realize how crucial trees really are and how much we really need them. And it's simple to make a difference, but it's just a lot of people just aren't, willing to. And it's, genuinely something we need.
Yes, beautiful. So thank you for taking it over and actually growing with this. Yeah.
Thank you.
I love, Sarit, how you talk about this as a tradition, right? I mean, the ancient countries, we have this. I grew up always hearing this saying that says, others planted and we consume, or we plant and others consume, right? It's just the thing, mentality and tradition. And we do this during the spring and any other time too. And so this country needs traditions that that everybody can actually, you know, opt into, that are not religious, that are not belief system oriented, that everybody can, it's just a natural thing that to opt
It's
into.
just a natural obligation.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny, going back to what Sarit was saying, that, you know, in Judaism, a lot of if you know, really religious Jews plant trees in Israel, and they don't bring flowers to the gravesite. You donate in the name of your deceased relative as a memoriam. And so you know, and anybody who passes away who's Jewish, we tend to plant trees in Israel. It's usually 5 is the lucky number. And you usually can do, like, I think they're about $18 a tree or something. That's how they do it. But you know this better than I do. You see them all over the country, but that's what we do.
Yeah.
If somebody is born, somebody passes away, somebody has a milestone birthday, it's not just in your yard. You donate trees to plant in Israel, and it's a big thing.
Yeah.
And Shvat, and there's a song, and it's Arbor Day, but Randy knows the same thing.
Yeah.
But it was a very big thing, and Sarit's from Israel, and that's what we do. We plant trees in Israel, and there are other organizations that are out there that you can Google, and you can plant a tree in Yosemite or Sequoia also, about the same cost.
Yeah, and just like you said as well, like we have Arbor Day, and that's, you know,
Yeah.
once a year, you know, many tend to get together just to plant trees and, you know, try to save our world.
Yeah, but you may, you know, it's fine. I just looked at your website. It's very cute. You may want to put something in there to do it as a memoriam or something. And because you get a certificate, and you said you have the GPS, but it's something to think about.
We'll definitely
A
take
lot
that
of
into
people they
consideration.
do. Yeah.
Try to work on that.
Yeah, as
No,
a gift for anything, gift for
it's a nice-
wedding, gift for birthdays,
Right.
gift for anything.
Yeah, exactly. Because there are so many people in the world who would prefer to give a gift of an experience, or a gift of something charitable that is good for the world. And this, you know, if instead of somebody's on their 3rd baby, and you plant trees in the name of the baby or something like that, they don't need any more sweaters for their baby.
Yeah.
You know, they want, you know, it's an honor, honoring different life events is important. And trees are obviously in the religion of probably not just Judaism, but in other places too.
Yes.
Yeah. So everybody, please spread the word, especially because this is a new organization. Both he and the trees and the organization are sort of in the, you know, growing stages. And so please
Yes.
spread the word, use them. And, you know, the other thing of it is, it's not easy to plant a tree. It's physical work, you know, to find
little
out
bit of
where
work,
to
but-
do it. So having somebody to take care of that for you, it's awesome, right? It's fantastic. Yeah. How about you, Dad, Masih John? Would you like to say anything?
No, I'm here to, you know, basically support him in his ventures. You know, as a kid, I didn't have some of the opportunities that are out there, and so my objective is to make those available to him and let him explore his imagination to the best of his abilities.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, thank you for doing it. And it's not just imagination anymore. It's really actually happening. And that's something to be so proud of. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of work, and he does all of it himself, from getting his
Wow.
1C
Yeah.
through 3 status to, you know, doing the bank recs on a monthly basis, and
Wow.
it's all on him. It's not, you know, I'm there available to answer questions, but
Wow.
he organizes it and handles every aspect of it himself.
Wow, I can imagine you driving him like to schools and lectures and educating all the kids in the schools. This will be so amazing. Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
learning process.
My number 1 job is a chauffeur.
Yeah, you need to hire one so he can go and lecture in schools practically, so people will know about what he's doing. And he's an educator as well. You're doing great, Diego. We're talking about
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Billy, you have children. What do you think about this?
Very inspirational. I have a hard time even getting them to help me garden in the backyard. So, you know, yeah.
Do you have
But-
any recommendations, Diego, for Billy? He's got 2 children. Get them involved.
I think there should be like a sense of achievement in it. So, and yeah, and like a tree, for example, is great because you watch it grow from this little seedling to such a big tree. So that would be kind of your sense of achievement, maybe, encouraging them to do it.
Yeah, they're very familiar with Minecraft trees.
So is he.
What are they? Tell us. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a video game.
Okay. So is he, right? It's not separate. We can do both, right? Yeah. That's great. How about you, Andrew? You have children. What are they up to?
I do. Both my kids are in Cub Scouts, so they're a little bit younger than Boy Scouts. We haven't had as big of a project as you started undertaking while you were in the Boy Scouts, but as Billy said, it's definitely inspirational. So I'm excited to show them your organization's website and tell them about your project and see if we can inspire our 2 little ones as well to do something to help fight the climate crisis as well. So very inspirational. Thank you, Diego.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mary, what are you thinking? I know you love your trees.
Yes, I do. I was actually planning on planting a few more in the back. There's a bare spot that I don't like being the way it is, but I just want to say I don't have a question for you, but I am going to get my nieces and nephews, and they're younger than you, and we're going to do this together so that the way they can see it and they can kind of manage and be inspired by you, because I think it's amazing at your age and your intelligence, the way you articulate yourself. I'm so impressed. Like I'm so proud of you. I can only imagine what your parents must feel about you. Great work. I can't wait to see what you're going to do next and like where this is going to go, but definitely going to inspire younger boys and girls with your project, and they're going to see their trees grow. We're going to do it together. So thank you so much.
That makes me think, Diego, do you do house calls to go consult and go inspire and tell them how they could do it?
We do tree deliveries and stuff, but I don't think we've ever.
Well, now, look, if Mary was to gather the nieces and nephews or whoever and say, let's do it, and she doesn't have all the, the education or the know-how about planting, but you do. You come as the same age group or as a sort of a peer group, and you come and you talk to them about this and you help plant it or tell them what to do. I don't know, Mary, I'm just thinking, you could do that too. You could expand your services.
Yeah, we could certainly do something like it, but it just has to be, LA is a bit far from here.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, well, there is always Zoom. There's always Zoom.
We could do a demonstration, but I think that would be about the best we could manage.
Yeah.
That's why I figured we could adopt a tree, because they're here. Yeah.
Very good. Excellent.
Amazing work.
Thank you.
Amazing work. Thank you.
You're welcome.
On behalf of all of us.
Yeah. Anybody else has anything for them? Laura, you're muted.
Just wanted to say that I feel very inspired. I used to volunteer at Tree People around here, and I just might do it again. I feel very inspired. Thank you for all you're doing.
Of course, thank you.
Okay, that's great.
I'm curious, if you
yeah,
wanted to buy a gift for somebody, can you go on your website and say, hey, a birthday present, I want to purchase a tree or 5 trees? Is that
Yeah,
possible?
you could email us and on our contacts, and we could certainly do something like that.
And then would the recipient get an email or something to know where the coordinates is?
We will notify them. We could go about doing something like that.
Yeah, I think that would be great if people could just get in the habit, Mother's Day, Father's Day, birthdays, of just, so it'd be
Yeah.
great if you had an efficient manner in which you could do that.
Yeah.
Great job.
Yeah, I know a person who wants to send gift to his children in England, and he's, it's difficult. I'll make a suggestion to do this instead.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I have to say thank you guys for having me and allowing me to do this presentation and
Mhm.
spread the word of what I'm trying to get done.
What a learning and growing process for you. That's amazing. Thank you. Okay, great. So if nothing else, we'll let you go. And definitely, if you feel like you want to come back, let me know. And we would love to know where you are, what's the progress.
We'd love to do an update.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, Masih-chan, and both of you.
Bye-bye.
Again, thank you.
You must
Thank
be
you.
tired
Great-
too from school.
Great work. Great work.
Okay. Continue. Bye-bye, love. Bye-bye. Okay. So